and join us, y'all. Come on in the room.
Come on.
Let's talk.
Let's talk. Conversations on tonight.
Be like the blues singer said, come on and sit yourself down and let me talk to you.
Yeah.
Sit on down and let's
I
talk.
promise you, if you guys keep this up, I'm not. I was playing when I first told y'all, but I'm about to get serious. Y'all sounding better and better.
Every week.
I was playing the first time. I'm just pumping you up, but baby, I ain't pumping you no more. Y'all doing good. Y'all just about to get. I'm trying to tell you. I'm just hoping that the right person listens so the contract can get involved.
Come on now, where y'all at?
Sign on the dotted line.
Let me say man again. Come on in the room.
You know what?
Y'all better come out, join us.
You come on in the room and let us talk to you. You listening to Miss V and the crew.
Yeah.
They already here and they already kind of like fired up. I don't know what happened before they got here, but something happened before they got here. Don't tell you.
They say you don't know.
You don't
want to know.
You better not ask them. They might, because you know this crew will tell you the truth. You gotta be careful. I got to be careful what I ask them because they'll tell the truth. It's so good to be here. I promise you, we got so much to talk about, and I don't know how much we're going to get to, but I promise you, I think like this. If we get to talking and you tell us to park and stop right there, we'll do it. But we got a lot to go through, and I promise you some challenging questions. And that's what the podcast is all about. It's about challenging you to think, not to change your way of thinking, challenge you. So you may not ever thought it out like that. So just sit down with us, talk to us, and let's see if we can bring some sense to a lot of stuff that's going on. Right now, what I want to do is, I don't know if they introduced themselves for a long time, so let them let you know who they are. We used to do it all the time. Then we stopped doing it for a while, so let them give you an idea of who they are, what they represent.
We talking and setting up at the same time, so that's what's happening here. Ma'am, can you put that back? Hello there. My name is Tempest, and I am one of the co-hosts here at the Miss V and the Crew podcast at IntellectualRadio.com. Just excited to be here on today. Today is the day that the Lord has made, and I decided that I'm gonna rejoice and be glad in it.
Yeah.
All right, and we want y'all to come on in and rejoice with us as we bring great conversations to you all wherever you are, at your house, in the car, wherever. Come on, join in with us. Again, I'm Tempest.
Hey y'all, it's me. It's Lawanda, bubbling brown sugar, back on the spot. Hey, with some poems coming quick and soon to a podcast near you. I've been writing some new stuff. I'm getting ready to launch it soon. So I just hope that you tune in, and then you go to my bubbling brown sugar page. That's where it's going to be located first, and then I'm gonna come and introduce it to the podcast. How about that? It's me, Lawanda.
Well,
I like that. I'm looking forward to it, and I know for a fact. And if anybody been listening to us,
who is this beautiful lady right here? Who is she? What's her name?
I have no idea
who you are.
I just
introduce yourself.
Oh, okay. I love it when you talk like that. Hey, I like to be knowledge.
That's it.
Because even on your bad days, somebody can make you shine.
Now.
That's right.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, this is such a beautiful thing on Miss V, and most people's, they know me by different names, and it doesn't matter because at the same token, at the same time, most people just respect me. So it's never ever really that serious. I got the two best people in the world sitting with me. They elevate me. They congratulate me. They give me so much encouragement and accolades and stuff. And sometimes I have to pinch myself because sometimes I don't think they're talking about me. But I'm excited to be here tonight. And I'll tell you, I just feel good. And actually, I felt better since I sat down.
Yes,
there is so many things and so many people that need a smile, and they don't know you might be the very one that can give it to them because you don't know what they're dealing with. So I came here. I had a little itch that I just didn't want to scratch.
All right.
But I'm here tonight. I might as well go on scratch.
That's it. Scratch it.
Scratch on.
So our first thing that I wanted to talk about, I want to give us kind of like a recap on one of the conversations that we talked about. And we just going to briefly run through it. We was talking about the grandmother that sent the escapee some money. And was it justice or was it ridiculous? And I've got all kind of feedbacks from that because one mother said she was just being a mother. You can't fault her for that. And a lot of them say, well, and I read somebody that clapped back and said that that's justice. You know right from wrong, and she wrote a whole thing.
Really?
Right.
Go back
Yeah.
and look at it.
So it was So we should go. You should read. So I do read some of this stuff that people's comment and say, even if we don't get a chance to look at them or whatever case. But I do go back and I read them and be grateful for them taking the time to interject their thoughts. Appreciate it. And so I thought about this and I said, well, what happened if it was the mother instead of the son? Would you feel the same way?
Yeah. I would absolutely feel the same way.
Mama just got to suck
Mama
it up.
Mama ain't got no business breaking out. She in there that long. She need to go ahead and sit down and just do her time. Nope, she ain't got no business breaking. If I'm in there for and I know they probably ain't had that much time no way. And if I'm in there like that, just leave me alone because I don't need you coming with me too.
That's what you say. You get in there and them doors
what you
start
said,
to
right?
clanking.
Yes, every night you're lonely, you're by yourself.
I'm telling you, I look at those people that's in jail and I wonder. It's a wonder they get they own suicide precaution. I can see it.
Yes.
You will close up in this room. You in there 23 hours a day, and you ain't have no conversation, nobody to talk to. I know you did the crime and you get there, but that's not no easy task.
No, it's not an easy time. I know somebody that's been in there 41 years already, and they trying to get out. But I guarantee you, if you open a cell and say break out and run, they're not gonna break out and run. You know why? Because they want to get out the right way. And now you got to get out and be scared, terrified, and figure out how to get. Because you've been there 41 years. You don't even know really how the bus line run no more. You don't know nothing about cell phones, tablets, none of this stuff. So the world gonna be even more scarier on the outside than it is on the inside because you have a sense of control because you know it. So you have to think about a lot of stuff before you coming up out there.
Well, then you can easily say I take my mama's place. You know, I'll go in and let mama come out.
No, I ain't doing that either.
You ain't gonna. I think
so,
I would.
So if you had the opportunity to escape, you would not escape?
No.
Okay. If you have opportunity to switch places with your mama,
right.
Why she in there?
Well,
you cold-blooded. I think I would tell him I'll do the time. Let my mama go free.
But why you didn't do that from the get-go?
That's what I'm saying. Before she broke out, I would have did it in the first beginning.
It depends. If it's the first beginning and it depends on what it is. All mamas ain't good mamas.
That's true.
So it depends what mama do.
Yeah, that's true. But it was so.
I don't know. I honestly don't feel like, as a mother, if I was in jail or whatever, I don't think I would put my kid in that situation to even, try to escape and then put that extra pressure on my child. Because I think that's just a little bit too much. Like if you did the crime, just do the time, mama. I wouldn't do that to my child. Even though we know, like last week, we talked vice versa. If our child escaped, would we be there to, to help him out or whatever? I know we know our children love us, but I think when it comes to a mother and a child, it's a different feeling. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't, because me, even though I know I'm the escapee and I'm trying.
But she probably won't let you.
Yeah,
that's what she's saying. Your mom.
But I wouldn't let my child.
But when he comes to jail, they probably let you.
You think so? They just want somebody to get that money. They get paid off for who be in jail.
I was one time when I was younger.
They make that money.
And my license got suspended. And when they got suspended, I didn't know they were suspended. And when the police stopped me, he said, ma'am, I'm going to have to take you to jail. And he really wanted to change his mind based on how I was acting. I was hotter than crying, so and And he said, ma'am, it ain't that serious. Calm down. I said, I just can't let me go. I just can't go to no jail. And that police was saying, he was trying to comfort me. He was spending more time. And he said, you'll put me in the back of the truck. Man, I can't get in the back of that car. I can't get back there. And then when he got to the station, he said, you're going to put me. I said, man, if you put me in that station, I'm going to die. He said, ma'am, just sit outside in the chair. I can't have it. I see it right now. I'm gonna die if you put me in there. The man said, ma'am, it's just your license.
Right.
It ain't like you committed no crime. I said, yeah, but I can't go to jail. I can't go to no jail.
Please don't put me in there.
Yeah, I mean, I begged. So that police people like, ma'am, whatever they say, I'm gonna let you go. I don't care what they said wrong with your life.
Yeah.
I said, baby, I'm sorry, but I can't do it. But one thing I was going to mention based off that is in Sunday school on Sunday, it was talking about Cain and Abel. And everybody talks about it because they say Cain is still killing Abel. So he's still killing his brother. Mm-hmm. So I brought that to the podcast because I want to know, are you your brother's keeper?
Mm-hmm. That's deep. I like what you said. Cain is still killing Abel. That right there says a whole lot, because that is really what's happening in our world on today. Cain is still killing. We still killing our brothers, and brotherhood or sisterhood or whatever don't have to be blood. We don't have to be biological blood relatives to say this is my sister, this is my brother. I personally feel like we are our brothers or sisters keepers. You know,
we should be.
We should be, even if we don't. But I feel like we should. Just say, for instance, you see you got a friend or a sister, best friend or sister, whatever. You see that they going through some things, or they hurting, or things going on in their life. Like, do you turn away from them, or do you step in and help them and help them come up out of what they're going through? I feel like that's a situation where you're that person's keeper. You know what I'm saying? Now it could go deeper, but I feel like we should be, even if we're not, we should be.
And I agree when you said that. That's deep when you say Cain's still killing Abel, because they're still killing each other over jealousy, over envy, over you got more than I have, and your gift look better than mine, and what makes you more better than me. We say we are brother's keeper, but are we really? I would say I'm my brother's keeper. If I can give the best of what I have, I will give that. I don't have to give you the lowest and I keep the best. No, whatever's good for you whatever's good for me is good for you. But a lot of times we are not our brother's keeper when, like I said, envy and strife is it's in our brothers. They're killing each other on the street dead. They're beating them like they don't have any moral sense. Just like Cain killed Abel and let his blood shed on the streets. That's what brothers are doing to brothers right now out there, killing each other, letting their blood shed on the street. And God is calling out to them from heaven like he did then.
Yeah.
Are you your brother's keeper? Why do I see your brother's blood on this ground like this? Why is it watering the grass with blood? We shouldn't have to do that. No, I'm my brother's keeper, but not everybody's their brother's keeper.
Not everybody.
It's too much happening, and they're younger and younger and younger.
Yeah.
So that's really deep.
Yeah, and it's like they don't want to see the next person come up. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh no, you doing better than me. I can't have this. So I'm willing to take your life just because you're doing better than me, instead of saying, hey, bro or sis, how you do what you doing? Like, what is it that you're doing that's, how you get to that next level in life? Like, can you show me? Can you teach me? But it's like now people got too much pride. You don't even want to ask for help because you don't want to feel inferior to another person. But we got to realize, like, I mean, everybody don't know everything. We all should be teachable. We all should want to learn. That's how you come up. That's how you help each other. You teach me what you learned to show me how you got out of the situation you got out of. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I said, like she said, everybody is not their brother's keeper, but we should be.
We should.
The world would be a better place if we was.
If you ever took the time to read, to look at the Sunday school, well, just look at just look at it in general. and how it even started happening in the first place. Because here Abel gave his gift and Cain gave his, but the Lord wasn't pleased with Cain's. Now, instead of Cain saying, you know what, I got to do better, I got to work on me. He goes to
Okay.
his brother. Now, why you blaming me? Because
You see that?
why you blaming me? Because I'm doing what I'm supposed to do.
I'm giving up the best.
I'm
I
giving my
got.
best.
And my
And-
first.
And
Right.
you jealous at me because of what I'm doing.
Right.
No, you get it right.
Yeah.
Do what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. I
But-
got a comment. Can I read
Go
this
ahead.
comment? So Eric says, I have a brother who's in jail. He don't get out to 2053. When he got
Ooh.
out the first time, I helped him out the best way I could, but he decided to go back, and that hurt me. He said, and I miss him so much, but he chose that life.
That's what
And
happened.
that's what happens. You're right.
And-
Like we saying, we can't be everybody's keeper. We can try, but it is like he's saying, he chose that life. It's up to that individual to allow me, right? To open yourself up, to allow me to become your keeper. But I can't force that on you. So that's good, Eric. Thank you for that.
And just like you were saying about Cain and Abel, somebody can be doing their very best, like that.
You can't see me.
Somebody can be doing their very best and trying to cover that person or whatever. But even in the covering, the person that's being covered is jealous of your covering. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like,
That
I'm doing
part right
everything
there.
for you, and you looking at it like I'm thinking I'm better than you, but I'm trying to assist you. I'm trying to cover you. I'm trying to make sure you're strong and standing on and giving you the best of me. And you saying that I'm.
But you
I
know what?
promise
I
you, we could
think
go on and on and on this very one subject, and I didn't even think that, but
Right.
it could. Because
Yeah.
you think about it, how many times as we as brothers and sisters will stop talking to each other for the littlest bitest thing?
littlest thing.
And how is we can cover, and how can we be the keeper, and how can we keep peace? How can we do any of that if we gonna continually be divided?
Yeah.
Get mad, whatever, but don't stay mad.
Yeah.
Get over it. Move on.
But go ahead.
But when you don't, like you said, when you don't allow, or you feel like a person is, you say you trying to be my keeper, but sometimes a person could be trying to be your keeper to a certain extent while trying to get what you call the accolades to say, oh yeah, I helped him out. I helped her out. She got there because I helped her. Or you see what I'm saying? So sometimes people could try to be your keeper, but I feel like sometimes people have the wrong motives. So you see what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
No, because I'm thinking, why if a person is helping you, they got to live with their own self. You helping me, I need it. How bad do you need it? It's just like
How do you want it?
I mean, if I really need some, if I'm really hungry, and you're gonna tell everybody that you fed me, I don't care.
Okay.
Long as I'm fed, long as I got what I needed. Now go on to tell it. Yeah, to take me and put it on Instagram. I don't care.
Okay.
Sometimes we are, so it's just like a lot of things that we're talking about right now. Sometimes we need to humble our own selves.
Right.
Yeah. And so I don't, this is what now you want to take it and post it. Go ahead. If you think you want to, and that's what he wanted to do, no.
Just because you are, and the word says you already got your glory.
Right.
When you do that. So you ain't looking for
You
nothing,
ain't looking for nothing
from God. You just got your glory when you got all your likes.
You ain't looking for me to pay you. You ain't looking for me to pay you back. You ain't looking.
No. So when I come up, don't get
Don't
mad.
get mad.
So so if we are brother keeper, why is it that? And I mean, it's happening more and more now, where that our parents are not leaving anything to their children. And do you think that it's okay to have children and not leave them anything? Now, if they disrespectful, if they irresponsible, even include that. Because I just saw a situation, I told you about Facebook. I just saw a man, a 40-year-old was pulling his mama through the house.
Pulling his mama through the house?
And all she said, I don't even want to see his baby because that means he got to come back. I don't want no more parts of him. And you say to yourself, now, first of all, he should not have done that.
That joke ain't getting nothing.
Right.
Oh, you gonna cut him out the wheel?
You think I want when I will?
What?
You dragging me through? The minute you done dragging me, I'm changing the wheel. If you was in it, you out of it.
He gonna probably
Goodbye,
say,
bro.
I should have drugged mama a little harder. She'd have died sooner. I'd have got more.
Right.
Shoot.
No, okay, not just
You
like
ain't
you.
getting my money.
You know, I'm just real. I didn't see that coming from you two guys.
Really? You dragging me through the house? I'm your mother, and you think I'm finna send some?
But regardless of the
leave
crime,
something
the
in
child is
the-
still
oh,
yours.
He's
And
still
I
mad, but
forgave
now
him
you done
enough.
that was
I'm
over
gonna let
and
him
beyond.
play at my funeral. How
That
about
was
that?
it.
You
That
know,
was over and
Because
beyond.
I'm here thinking that he says you forgive those that
You
despitefully
can
uses
forgive
those.
them.
I'm thinking that he said you ought to leave an inheritance to your children. So I'm like, how is we saying that you done
The
just
love that I left behind is my inheritance.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. Enjoy those memories. Doggone it. That's your inheritance from me.
Inherit the lesson you learned from dragging your
Dragging
mother.
me.
Dragging your mother
Foul.
leaves you nothing.
That part. Inherit the nothing.
Inheritance, the lesson. You drugged me. Baby back.
But you know what I'm saying?
No.
At the end of the day, if your kids was irresponsible, whatever the case, and you wouldn't leave them anything, you would cut 'em out.
Irresponsible and abusing me is two different things.
But you'll be amazed how abuse can work.
yeah, but you dragging me.
Yeah,
That's-
but you dragging me. I'll get up and
You-
brush myself off.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
you come in and not knowing how to talk to her.
Mhm.
You mentally abusing her.
abusing
She see what you doing to your children's. She see how you treating your children's. It's so many stuff that hurts deeper than just a drag.
That's true.
It's some hurts now that's deeper than dragging her. You get mad and drag across the road, folks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so that way if I'm gonna leave.
I don't see now dragging. No, I don't
No.
see now dragging me.
I don't see now
Me
dragging
either.
me.
But I'm just saying
But you never
on his defense.
Mhm.
Ain't
Yeah.
no defense in dragging your mama.
Mm-mm.
Honor thy mother and thy father, and thy days shall be long. I'm
But how-
not giving you.
But how many people can we say is doing everything? And
No.
we ain't gonna even get into that because that'll go a whole nother session.
Yeah.
And we ain't got that kind of time because everybody can sit up and quote one little thing, and I just did it. We can quote something in the scripture, but then it's so much more that ain't being quoted and you ain't doing. So there ain't no need of you going with one.
My sister said forgiveness is between him and God.
There you
He
go.
said, leave him something for what? What did he earn?
That's it saying.
Yeah.
Leave him an empty spot. Something.
But the woman, and if you had saw her, she had braids in her hair. He had pulled all the braids out. Yeah, it was.
Baby, no, I'm gonna leave something to the Undertaker because I'm about to get somebody to take you out. Son or not.
She said
You
she
better
started
leave
it.
me alone.
She said she started the shooting, but she thought about the consequence.
Right,
She
the
didn't want to go to jail.
consequence, Yeah.
It was worth it.
No,
Yeah,
it
but that-
wasn't. Now I ain't finna go to jail for you, that little scound booger. You didn't
Just 'cause
let
he
him
drugged you
get
across
too
the
much
floor, you
power.
finna kill him?
Now you finna end your life and go to jail? Are you had to think about that?
Yeah, she
Girl,
thought about it.
Self-defense, honey.
Yeah,
you
all
better
right.
know how to use it.
Okay.
Self-defense.
I'm not even finna go through
With
all
your
that fighting.
son.
You
I
just-
don't care. You're a stranger on the street if you dragging me
That's
through my
true.
house. You done came out of my womb. I done labored with you. I
And-
done fed you and made you strong. You ain't a man because I allowed you to be a man and you gonna drag
Well,
me.
they tell you
I
that's
ain't
what
gonna
you're
let a
supposed to do. You
boyfriend
only
drag
did
me.
what you're supposed to do.
Boy,
That's what they say. You know.
self-defense is my and I done lost
Now
my
she
mind.
said she go to jail. I'm like, you ain't going to no jail. Don't you put me in that cell.
She said she
Don't
had a
feel
gun
that.
and she started to kill him, but she
Mm-mm.
said she thought
No.
about
I
it.
wouldn't kill him, but that
But wait,
same hand
How you know what you call bullet gonna go? You ain't.
Because I'm a sharpshooter. That same hand you grab me
You
with
just took a
is gone.
class. You ain't that sharp at the shooting.
I'm telling you, when you go to
Okay.
shooting, it ain't got no difference. You gonna just you point. It ain't
Baby.
know where you gonna hit.
Baby, I'm gonna aim right. Wait till you get through dragging. Wait till you get through dragging me.
And you ain't gonna do nothing but say, I'm do like my
She gonna
girl.
be-
I'm sorry.
That's it.
Man,
She gonna be in jail crying up on her that Lord Jesus, what did I should have? I should have used more wisdom, God. I should have did that.
But you know what? What I think, and I joke a lot of time, but what I do think is that I don't care if I have kids, and
Yep.
if I had kids, and I was leaving something, all of them would get it.
yeah, if I had something to leave,
Even the one that drug you.
no, he ain't get nothing. No. And matter of fact,
So
sometimes your kids don't even get it. I go to
he
the
drug you
grandkids.
10 years ago, and now 10 years later, you still talking about that drug?
I ain't gonna talk about it, but I ain't leaving it none.
You from 10
Well, look,
years
okay,
ago?
so just say 10 years ago. First of all, I would like to say thank you all to everybody who is listening to Miss V and the Crew podcast show here at Intellectual Radio. You all can call in. Also, we have this big old phone, call so we can talk to y'all. We can chat with y'all on the phone. If you got questions, you want to chime in and give us your opinions, call us here at the station at 708-223-8953. Again, that's 708-223-8953. You're listening to Miss V and the Crew podcast at intellectualradio.com.
I think that you ought to, if you have it, and if you have some children, I think you ought to give something. You ought to leave something for them. Most of the people's now leaving it for about foundations. They're leaving it for,
Dogs.
yeah, to animals and everything, and they are leaving nothing for their children. Now, surely children may don't deserve it. Maybe you're thinking, but at the same token, what are you doing? If you're doing it just for them, then you're wrong, because you're supposed to do it because that is what is been mandated of you to do, not based on how they treated you, how they do you, but that's what the word says, that you ought to leave an inheritance for your children.
You ought to. He said you better.
So what you're saying is you believe in inheritance.
I believe that if
Regardless.
whatever I have,
Mhm.
if I got 3 children, and I think that whatever it is, and one is good, and one is this good, and one is that good, at the end of the day, I'm gonna leave it to all of them, because you don't know who gonna switch up and be good, and who gonna switch up and be bad. Because we only can know something at this single moment, at this given time. You don't know what gonna happen down the road. You don't know. I'm saying this line, this line that been my bad son line to turn out and be the
best
be the one that say,
That's
"Mama,
true.
come on, go home with me, eat beans out of a can."
Right. And I'm going.
Yeah, and you done sent this one because he was good, and you did all of that for him, and then all of a sudden the tray changed, and you don't know the date or the hour when it's gonna change. Just like they growing, they was good. I remember I can look at my kids' picture and I'm like, I keep this picture because this when y'all was good children. I hold on to it.
Hold on
So
to those good
yeah,
memories.
this is when everything was nice, good and manageable, and good talking, good conversation, good relationship.
Yeah.
Not everybody got their own way, their own conversation. Everybody grown now. I'm grown. I hate when a child tell me they grown. That
They grown though.
yeah, but that make me mad.
Why? Why does that make you mad?
Yeah, don't be throwing that up in my face. You grown.
But they grown though, right?
Keep it to your mouth. Everything come up ain't got to come out. Don't tell me you grown. I'm grown too. And I'm still paying bills. I'm still looking. You still asking, still begging, still talking. No. Grown. Get out your be on your own.
But what if they on their own
And they don't come back home and tell me you grown. They grown out there.
They grown out of my home.
Yeah,
as they grown out of my home.
But if you are your brother's keeper, and then how is it is some stuff that we just outgrow? We outgrow relationships, we outgrow friendships, we outgrow uh houses, we outgrow, because if not, people wouldn't want to get another house, people won't get another car, people want to, why is it everything now it's a season, and we outgrow it, and we outgrowing marriages? Is that true, or you don't think they are? Do you think that
you can? I had a saying said, I'm not going to work hard my whole life and have my kingdom, hand my kingdom over to someone who just going to lose it all. No, God didn't tell me to be no fool. There's so many people who have businesses that their whole lives, and when they died, the kids just ran amok of it and lost it.
Oh, I know so many of them. So many. I can know some right offhand where this lady, she took she took all of her stuff, and she pawned it trying to help her son. And he's never did change, never did do any better. I know a man firsthand, he had a building, but the kids lost it. And But
that's the inheritance.
that was their inheritance. But what, and you can chime in on that. But the way I always thought about that when I leave here, I'm done. I can't take nothing with me.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, when my children did whatever they were supposed to do, whatever they did what they supposed to do, or didn't do what they supposed to do, it's all right with me. I've done my duty. I've given all I can give. I don't know nothing else to give. And when I leave here, why would I give it to? And everybody has their own ideal on what is they feel treasure. Just like the Chamberlain, he gave his to a foundation in Hawaii, and maybe he felt that. But you couldn't give some, split it up and give everybody a little bit of something. Everybody has their way on how they do things. But I'm just thinking that when it comes to this, you can't, when you leave here, ain't nothing you can do. The man went and he sold everything. He sold everything. He said, I'm not going to leave it to my children so that they can squander it. And he did that.
Because that's what happens a lot of times.
And
like she's like
and they
the
still
viewer
squandered
said,
it.
sometimes you leave stuff and then it causes havoc in the family with the children, because one child might feel like even if you equalized it all, you got the same amount. Everybody got the same amount. Somebody still, but why she get equal? She shouldn't have got it because she didn't do this much. And she this. So
she ain't never worked. Ain't never like mama no way.
ain't help us with mama. Ain't did nothing. Why she get money?
So you figure we would come out better with just them giving nobody nothing?
I honestly can't see myself not leaving my kids nothing though.
I can't,
because you got a different set of kids.
And that and that could be the case too. We see only one side of it because we don't see that side of children.
Right.
But I don't know if mine was the worst, whatever. I would say, hey, at the end of the day, do what you want to.
Said the best gift to leave your children is the love of God, forgiveness, knowledge.
Talking to Mike.
Oh, the best gift to leave your children is the love of God, forgiveness, knowledge, patience, understanding. With those qualities, they'll never lose.
Totally. I totally agree. And on a keynote onto that, you don't give that when you leaving them. You give them at birth.
Why they here?
You have to, whatever we going to give our children, it don't start at 12, 13, 15, 20, 21. Yeah. You start from the minute they inside of your womb.
Yeah.
And you are praying. You are nourishing it. You eating the right food. You're trying to do the right thing. And when they come to this, now you start to chastising them. Right. You start to taking them and you try to lead them and guiding them, not pushing them, not sending them, leading them. You lead them by example. That this now, my kids now where they can do what they can go where they want to, they can do what they want to, but they cannot say that I did that. No. You going to church and you gonna stand on that stool and you gonna sing.
She gonna make it too for real.
Yeah, you gonna do it. You have to, it's an instilling, and when it's in them, it won't depart from them.
That's it.
You cannot stop. You got to start from scratch, and all of those things she said is all the things you got to pour into them.
Yes,
you pour that kindness into them. Teach them how to forgive. Teach them how to go to school and share. That's all those. That's all that training process. It takes that and takes some more.
And so when you train them in that way and bring them up the way they should, then you don't have a problem leaving them something because you know that they know better. They gonna do better. But evidently, I missed a training that took them to training day when you drugged me through the house. So yeah,
but you know, but you know what? Like,
was that he didn't have no training in the first place.
He never had no training, but. So if he never had no training, then what happened? Like she said, if we supposed to start this from the womb, sometimes you can train your children, and you can raise your kids the best way, and they still can turn around and be total opposite of what you've done.
That's true. That's absolutely.
I know that's true.
Could be total.
Sometimes it's a hit and miss.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can hit, and sometimes you can miss. I agree.
You train them in the house, and then you send them to the streets, and the streets train them in a whole different way. So
well, you don't who got them more to the streets.
No, I'm saying not send them, but when you allow them to grow up and they do certain things out there, because you can't keep them in the house all the time. And there's one who got the biggest influence. Did you have the biggest influence in the house? Are they super scared of you, or the influences out there in the world?
My cousin says true. That's true.
So when you're out there in the world train them a different way. Now it's just Which one?
Mhm.
I know that when I was coming up and the world was doing a whole lot of stuff, but my stepdaddy, he had that fear in me so bad to, I ain't doing it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it because I'm worried about what I'm gonna happen when I get home. Now, God, God forbid he passed, then I got a little lackadaisical because my mama at that time wasn't as strong because she said, "Wait till your daddy get home. What your dad? I ain't want daddy to get home because
Right.
daddy gonna kill us. He ain't playing with us." So, it's a way. So it's the strength in the house. I'm serious.
So how do
Well, I
you
would say when I was
well, how do you
growing up,
outgrow
go ahead.
relationships then? I mean, I know you can out because one of the preachers was talking about how he wanted this shirt and he loved this shirt and he thought he could still fit it, but he almost died trying to get in it. So I said, there are some things, there are some things where you outgrow,
You
and
do.
some people's you outgrow.
You
Oh
outgrow.
yes, definitely some people you outgrow.
Yeah.
Sometimes y'all just end up different levels in life. Sometimes people get stuck in the same. Some people get stuck in that same
80s.
way of living, and then some people decide, you know what, I want different. It's time to elevate. But some people so stuck and comfortable and don't want to make changes. People just, they don't like to change. So if you feel
Okay.
like you being led, it's time for you to go to another level. Then if you're not gonna go with me, then
But we
I
talking.
got.
So
I
when you
mean,
talking about a relationship now, are you talking about a boyfriend, a girlfriend? You talking about a husband and a
no,
wife?
you said friendship.
No, no.
All of
Which
it.
you said
All of it.
all of it.
Friendship, materials,
Okay,
positions,
well that's the
jobs.
friendship part. But I mean, even in relationships, people it grow out of relationships. They do. Because sometimes one person like never changes. They never grow. Some people stay in that way back in the way mentality or that childhood, like some people just never grow up
Is that a
mentally.
reason for you to
People,
outgrow and leave?
yeah, I mean, it all depends because if we don't see eye to eye, we can never come to an agreement on how to do something. It's always, if it's
So
always something, like I said, some people don't want to change and some people want to change. I want to grow. How can two be together if
unless
they
they agree.
unless they agree? I mean, sometimes one up and one down, and sometimes that one down be trying to pull you, but nah, you can't pull me. You might have me for a minute, but
I've seen people being married 20, 30 years, and then later on they getting a divorce after so many years because one partner has outgrown the other partner. When you first start off and you real young and we got that party lifestyle and we want to hit the streets and put boots on the ground and all that kind of stuff.
boots
When
wasn't
we
on the ground back then. I
Well,
just
your
went.
booty,
Go ahead.
stuff was on the ground. No. Anyway, we want to have that party lifestyle. And then somebody getting jobs, somebody's growing up, somebody's maturing mentally and
Remain
physically and
stagnant. You
emotionally,
right.
and somebody is stuck in their ways.
Yeah, that's
So
what
when
I'm
you're stuck in your ways and yeah, you don't want to leave the marriage. You grew. You can now, even though that person hasn't grown up, you might have the kids or the grandkids there to help you get through this process. But now when you stuck with that person all by yourself, looking in their face, and there's nothing different about them, nothing to motivate you in
Mhm.
that relationship. We still doing the same. We eat the same thing on Monday, same thing on Sunday. We have
Yeah, nothing's
relations
changed.
the same way
Mhm.
every Tuesday at 6:30.
Mhm.
Everything is
The
so
same.
just strategic. You
Mhm.
can grow out of that stuff. You
Yes,
want
you can.
something different. You want something that's challenging, and sometimes your heart grows wax.
Mhm.
Your heart grows cold, and you're not feeling the same way. Not saying you want somebody else. You just want to feel the joy in a
Mhm.
relationship. And yeah, you can
You can
grow apart.
outgrow them.
You can yeah.
Been there, done
You
that. You
can.
can you can outgrow them. Just as plain and
if
simple.
if I don't know if I ain't gotten down the question. Ain't gotten down the question that. But if I'm married to somebody and we made, because shacking is one thing, staying with a boyfriend is one thing, but a marriage is totally different.
Yeah.
It's a covenant. It's between not only you and him or him and you. It's between you and God.
But what if he ain't with God or
That's
you
it.
ain't with God? Only one of y'all with God.
Well,
Has
you
it,
never should have got married in the first place.
but you was young in the
You
first place.
started
You
off
wasn't
young.
saved in the first place.
Right.
Yeah, but when you got saved, now all of a sudden you ought to try to say, you know what, we didn't do it right, but let us get it right.
But what
But-
if they don't want to get it right?
One person can get it right, but the other one don't get it right. And it's like you can pray, you can fast. I can oil your shoes at night before you leave. I can put the oil on the pillowcase.
that
I
is the
can put the
problem
oil
right there.
on the
You did too
doorknob.
much.
Put the oil on your head when you sleep. Pray in your ear. Like, I mean, no, just seriously though.
Yeah.
Sometimes people say, I've done this, I did this, I did that, I did everything I could, and it just did not work. It didn't change.
That's why they get that you real cycle. What is that word they say?
What?
Your real cyclical dysphysis.
Who?
Yeah, whatever.
Reconcile. Yeah.
Oh, you're
irreconcilable
I know.
differences.
Oh, I know. No, and that word.
Irreconcilable
There you go. Difference.
She didn't say it right.
You ain't
I
said.
said irreconcilable differences.
You
Oh,
did
yeah,
not say difference. You said differences.
Oh, I was moving over differences.
But that's it. Sometimes it just is. That's it.
What do y'all think? Can you outgrow a relationship or outgrow loving somebody? If you are in love with somebody or you love something, period, and you just outgrow it or it
Even
not
a
have
friendship.
no desire for it anymore? Let us know. 708-223-8953.
Can you outgrow a church? There's a lot of things actually you can literally
Job.
outgrow a job.
You can
You
job,
can really outgrow things.
but it's and I agree with that. You know, I want me a bigger house. I want me another job. I want me but when it comes to a marriage, I mean, it ought not be so easy to throw in the towel. I mean, if you have a relationship and you married, and you feel that the fire is going out, what are you doing to start the fire? Is you putting another log on there?
Some people do. I'm saying.
I mean, I'm saying
you can
maybe
only do
maybe
so
the stuff
much.
you doing, maybe that ain't what he want to be done. So let's talk
what-
about it.
So
You know,
I know people. Let me tell
I
you,
told you I ain't got no
people
better,
that
so I don't know.
fasted.
But
People that
but,
I know people who that literally
but-
called the fast. Can you pray with me and fast with me for my marriage? People would literally. I know people who went just do whatever we can do because I
believe it.
want to save my marriage.
They want to
But that
save it.
that other person, that other spouse, did not change, didn't budge. Now, I don't know if God was knocking upside their head trying to change them and they just didn't listen, but they did not budge. So in that situation, I'm sorry, we have grown apart. That I gotta go. I can't stay there. That I don't think a person should stay there and be miserable.
I don't
when
think that
you
either.
know you've done all
But
that
if
you
he
can
ain't knocking
do.
you upside the head, he's still going to work. He's still fixing you some food. He's still loving you. He still care for you. He good. You know, I'm saying it's got to be something. You know that the fire got to be somewhere.
I think
You
if a person
in
has
it.
never walked in, if you ain't walked in them shoes, it's easier said than done.
You got some snow
But,
in the valley.
Baby, I'm
You gotta
sorry.
put
We
some
didn't
fire in the
outgrow
furnace.
each other.
Oh, Lord.
I it wasn't like that. Sometimes people's when they do break up, it be some devastating stuff.
But a lot of time people stay in relationships and be
You took the
miserable.
words- you took it
They
out of my
so
mouth.
depressed
That's it.
and they just stand there and hoping the person or them die out of the relationship.
So unhappy and just be afraid to move
'Cause
on.
this is something-
Because again,
Yeah.
a lot of times we think about, well, what, like she
A
said, but
comfort.
it's a covenant. It's this, and sometimes people hold on to that. It's like, oh, well, this, that, baby.
I know that, but I done been on. I promise you, I've been on every side of the fence.
Mhm.
I've been married, single,
Mhm.
widowed. So I know I've been on all those sides.
Yeah.
And I promise you, I'm telling you, the single ain't hitting on that much
I
either.
feel you.
Yeah, but
You know what I'm
single,
saying?
hey, but you ain't got
single
nobody
got a
else.
peace of mind.
Right.
That's
Single with a peace of mind. Ain't nobody there to get
Yeah.
on your
I'd
nerve,
rather be
make
single
you
and have a peace
depressed.
of mind.
You gonna sit there and lay next to a log. You gonna sit there,
That's exactly what like it log.
come home, cook, clean, everything, no appreciation,
Mhm.
all that kind of stuff, and say, I love you.
I can't even.
I've been on all
It
of
ain't
them.
gonna
I
be for
promise
real.
you, and I know for a fact, marriage is better. Now, I Oh, no, I'm not saying I'm
That's
miserable.
right. It takes two. It
It
takes
takes
two.
two.
One person
Yep.
cannot do it on
You
their
can't.
own. You can be married and they
You
can
can't.
be in a relationship.
Right.
You can
You
be
acting like the spouse and they
Right.
acting like the friend with benefits.
Yeah, friends with
God
benefits.
doggone it.
And sometimes the benefits ain't even that good.
Ain't even that good.
Well, if I'm your spouse and you my friend, I'm gonna be your friend too. But I don't know. I mean, I think that a lot of times is we do don't put enough maybe on his side or yours.
Yeah,
But
it goes both ways.
it works
yeah.
both
It
ways.
definitely goes both
It definitely
ways.
is.
And I think we just, I don't know. I just feel like people kind of just accept things. We accept a little bit too much. We don't challenge things. We just accept it. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh well, forget it. I'm married. I've been married for 35 years.
Looking for the numbers.
I'm just, we might as well stick with it. No. If you miserable, unhappy, you're not, no. And you done did all you could do.
But
I think people now, no.
I don't think I think this is like some of the best times in my life. I do agree with that, and I don't know if I could handle anybody now.
I don't know if they can
why
handle
not?
you.
I know.
Did you
right?
say you don't know if you can handle anybody?
No, I can't be getting up cooking and washing and cleaning and doing all that stuff. I can't do
God
all
might
that
send
stuff.
you a man who do all of that for you.
And being a chef, I ain't even do all that
That's
stuff.
what I just said. I don't know if they can handle
No, Lord, I can't. I
I sent you
already
one
know.
who gonna do all the cooking and
I
cleaning
doubt
and
it.
everything.
I doubt
for
it.
you.
And run my bath water. What? You done lost your mind. I know I can't do it. But I do know it's two better. Two is better.
He's
than
out
one.
there somewhere. Are you listening, sir? Here she is.
Yeah, but just don't even. I send him my application. This don't do this. Don't do that.
And
You
she
know what?
work hard.
I-
She's strong. Woman.
She work
There's-
hard.
we only get
money.
so much to do it. It's so much more to say, and I don't want to. I want to hit one other thing before we leave here, and that is wisdom. And it is such a powerful thing because it's that wisdom comes from God.
Yes.
So a lot of times we need to check who we listening to.
You better say it.
Because everybody, I don't, and it ain't. Now, you tell me if I'm right or wrong, because sometimes people think just because we got a little age that we got
Come on.
wisdom.
That is so not true. You can be young. You can be young and have more wisdom than the older. I was going to say older fool. Sometimes fool people. You can be old and be a fool and young and be wise though. Seriously. Just because you age don't makes you more wiser.
Okay, then what makes you wiser?
I don't know. Just the wisdom that God. I don't know. Honestly, that's a good question. You help us out.
I think what makes us wise is being able to listen. I think what makes us wise is being able to communicate in a positive manner. I think what makes us wise is not taking everything to heart. And I think what make us wise is being able to use our own minds and stop letting other people control, use our mind for right and wrong. When you know right, when you know wrong, and you do right, and you and stray away from wrong, I think you become wiser and study and continue to read and study to grow. And I'm not just saying textbooks. Read your word. And then when you sit on and then experience makes you wise.
Makes you wise.
Experience, because once you experience something, you want to tell somebody how not to do that or how to do it. So a lot of that stuff makes you wiser. But some people ain't experienced nothing. Some people don't know anything but what somebody else tells them. So yeah, just because you're older don't mean you had anything. You went through anything. You haven't gone through anything. I'm 16 and I went through more than you did when you were 40. Stuff like that. So yeah.
But you have some young people who are wiser than old.
That's what I'm saying.
People, yeah.
I'm 16 and I've been adopted. I'm in the foster system and I've gone through so many things. So I can tell you how not to stand on these streets at 45. How not to do these drugs because you can get caught up, and who not to be with because I done lived this type of life. So yeah, I'm wise enough to not to do those things anymore. And I'm just using that as an example.
What do you think? How do you feel about it?
I was actually just sitting there listening to Wanda because I'm thinking that would be a good point we can bring up. Do experience make you wise? Because you think about it, and I'm just questioning it as we sitting there talking, because I just truly believe trying to say the right thing at the right moment, even if it ain't. See, sometimes people say you got to walk this walk, be able to talk that talk.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
You don't have to walk all walks
I
to talk all talks, because some
see.
talks just come.
I agree. You know, and I know the kids say this all the time, that you talk with you live. Like if you ain't gonna, if you don't do it, don't tell me don't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know you doing it, but you telling me don't do
tell
it.
me,
Do as
right.
I
Don't,
say, not
Yeah,
as I
yeah.
don't tell
do.
me to
That's
do
it. That's
something you
it.
won't do.
Yep,
Or something like that.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And I hear that, and and my word to that is, what would you tell somebody if they told you that?
They have said that. Do as I
Okay,
say,
and what do
not
you
as
tell them
I
when they
do.
tell you that?
You a prime example of what I should be and what I should do. What you mean? Do as you say. Well, do as you say yourself. Sure.
Right. That,
You
that
know,
do as I say
you know,
is not what I do.
you know
Yeah.
what? And
Because I'm not gonna do it around you, because I don't want you to do it. Said you can't acknowledge what you don't know.
That's true.
you know what? The one thing that and I don't know, this could be not wisdom talking, but it's one thing that
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
I wished I was put together squeaky clean, whatever they call
Squeaky
it,
clean.
squeaky whatever.
Squeaky clean.
But at the same token, I tell anybody when they say that, and they ain't got to necessarily be talking to me. Do you know that sometimes telling you the truth is hard for the person to do it themselves? But when I talk to you, I want to make sure I'm giving you the truth.
Right.
So even if I'm falling short, even if I can't get to the mark, I'm going to give you the right instructions. So don't be so quick to say, you drinking, but you can't tell me not to drink. No, just because I'm falling short, don't mean that I don't want you to get it right.
Mhm.
And you should not dismiss a person from, people tell you all the, hey, your children's is bad. Why you can tell me about my children's?
Right.
And
Mine bad.
but
I see the spirit in
but
them.
the
They
cute,
bad.
but the cute to all that is, just because a person did not hear you when they talk, don't mean they ain't gonna hear somebody else.
That's
Yeah.
true. 'Cause
How
they-
many
they-
children
yes.
have you said the same thing to them
Mhm.
150 times? Somebody else can come along
Yeah.
and they'll hear it.
Yeah, you
So
be like, I've
all
been
you got
saying
to
that
do
to
is
you
just
all
keep
your life.
dropping your nuggets. I
That's
don't care
true.
who it is. Yeah, mine is crazy and don't act right. I'm gonna keep her talking to the next one.
That's
Yeah.
it.
I have a saying that I'm gonna help yours because somebody got to
Somebody's
help
helping
mine.
mine. That's
Exactly.
it.
Yeah.
And that's
Exactly.
exactly how
Mhm.
that's
And
how it goes.
that's
though.
how it should be.
Yeah, that's
Don't
how,
you never get caught up. Well, I ain't
that
gonna try to
goes
tell
back to
nobody
me and
because
my
I can't even
brother's
tell
keeper
mine
to a
nothing.
certain
Yeah,
extent.
but maybe I can tell somebody else or something.
Yeah.
Somebody, yeah, and I'm not jealous when you tell mine.
Sure
Me
I
neither.
need to hear it.
Long as you
Me
telling
neither.
them
So that's
right.
what I'm saying. We got to get out of a lot of this stuff, and I think that as we go to a close, and you guys can give your final remarks. That's one of the things that Joshua said when he wanted to cross over, Joy, and he says they're gonna ask you why you taking these stones and why you bringing them over, cross over to the other side and bring it a altar. He said because the generation in behind you gonna need to know how you got over.
Yeah.
And he said, and then when you get over that, you'll be able to tell them this how I got over.
That's it.
Yeah.
I believe the old people start talking and the young will stop listening.
I agree with that.
Because if we was to sit under the feet of our older generation, how we done forgot about them and we done pushed them to the side, throw them in nursing homes, have silenced them when they had a ministry inside of them. Sure, they couldn't run, sure they couldn't do all the things they used to do, but they had some wisdom down on the inside. And all we did was should have just sit at their feet and ate it, and then pour it to the next generation and the next generation.
What they say, they talk too much.
Yeah.
They know everything. Yeah.
But they knew a whole lot, and we should have listened.
You guys give your last thoughts. Because I done went too far already. Now
the last thought. That was
Yeah.
good.
no,
That
give
was
me
good.
yours. Because we finna get out of here. And Wanda with your bubbly self, girl, come on, give me some of that sweet bubbly. I wish you had brought us a poem for today.
Well, we need now. We had a lot going on here. We need no poem.
Yeah, we got a
did
lot of
good.
things we didn't even touch because
yeah.
we're gonna talk about some stuff next time. We're gonna because I really, 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 as I got to talking about the woman, I wanted to know would you take a man that's just got out of jail? I thought about that. I just saw a woman. She said, "You got to get out. I need you. I can't do without you." He gonna do 25 years, and she gonna say, "I'm gonna wait for you. I ain't gonna do that." And I said to myself, "You done lost your man."
Waiting 25 years for a man.
And he said, they said 25. That's what is the minimum. He haven't even gotten the thing that all is gonna be.
Wow. She gonna tell him that.
But she ain't gonna do it.
25.
She might wait, but she might.
But she might not commit herself to nobody for 25 years. But she ain't waiting.
That's what I'm saying. She ain't waiting, like waiting for real.
No.
Yeah.
She might be waiting.
Well, maybe she is.
Well, when she come back with that baby, he gonna know she ain't waiting.
He called the house and another man answered the phone. That's why he got so mad.
What you gonna do?
Well, she said that was just a friend.
He say he's just a friend.
Tempest, you got the last word?
Well, I just want to say, whatever you could do for somebody else, try your best to do it. Try to be your brother's keeper, your sister's keeper. Don't let jealousy or envious or hatred and bitterness like build up in your heart. Love on people and try to be your brother's keeper, because we all need somebody. That's what I could say. We all need somebody. So do the best you can. If you could be there for somebody, be there. If you can motivate. If you can encourage. And don't be jealous of what other people have. Maybe you don't have it. If it's something you desire to have, pray and ask God, to give it to you. I ask him what is for you, and just know that what is for you is for you. So that's what I want to say.
Well, I just want to thank each and every last one of you for tuning in and for being our special guest. I want to do some shout outs to San, Dorothy, Zach, and all you guys that showed up. I got my auntie on there from Mississippi, Auntie Betty, that follow. We just love you all. And and it's true. Love is not just a word that you place on Facebook and say, "I love you." Yeah. Love is an action. I'm glad that you guys are showing us love. We appreciate you, and we love you right back.
Love y'all. Thank you guys for joining in.
So good, so kind. I did have a word for today, but I promise you, I'm going to save it for next time because it's kind of long. And I done talked too much already. I promise you. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you, guys. We love you all.
See y'all next week. Bye-bye.